these days, but they also say it pays to advertise, and Josh Howell tells us about one young man who's doing just that.
Message to Earth. We have come to help a friend. His name is Vinny Rokus. He is looking for work in which he can use his creativity. If you find value in an individual with innovative ideas and diverse skills in media production, call him now.
At the age of 23, Vincent Rokus is unemployed. He was graduated by Queens College in June. He has a degree in communications, but he just can't find a job. Somehow he convinced the big shots at WABC TV to air his homemade commercial. Admittedly, it will air during the Late Show Thursday night, perhaps at 2 o'clock Friday morning.
Yeah.
But it will air.
I was looking for a job all summer, and every resume looks the same. And if you leave video cassettes for companies to look at, it would come to quite an amount of money as well, and they usually just lose them as well. So I figured for the amount of money that this cost me in the end, and hoping that I would get some publicity, I tried this.
It's the first time that we've had someone come in to try and sell themselves on the air and try to get a job from it. Anywhere from 60 to 100,000 television households will be watching his commercial.
Does he have any experience? Well, he has designed, filmed, edited, directed, and produced a television commercial, and he's done some interview work. Josh Howell, Channel 7 Eyewitness News, Masbeth, Queens.
I think.
Well, he's going to have to get used to that, too.
Yes.
Hoping your news is good news, I'm Roger Grimsby.
Our next guest is going through just about what every college graduate faces upon graduation, looking for a good job. But Vinny Rokus, who graduated from Queens College last June, is going about his job hunting a bit differently than most. He is using the power of television.
Message to Earth. Message to Earth. We have come to help a friend. His name is Vinny Rokus. He is looking for work in which he can use his creativity. If you find value in an individual with innovative ideas and diverse skills in media production, call him now at area code 212-899-4831. His future depends on you. We must go. Thank you.
Well, that commercial will air on a New York television station, ABC, I believe, early on Friday morning. But right now we have Vinny seated here with us in the studio on Live at 5. Welcome. Nice to have you with us. Where'd you get an idea like that?
Well, what better way of going into media than advertising on the medium itself?
This is a film spot you put together, I understand, yourself at home?
Yes. I completely independently produced it using some friends' equipment and put it all together by myself.
Now, this followed, I guess, a more traditional approach to the job market, the idea of knocking on doors, sending out resumes,
yes.
All of which got you nothing.
True. And through going through that constantly, I decided finally to, this past September, to go through with this and see what would happen.
How long did it take you now to put the clip together, the film here?
Over a few months, but I worked on it sporadically.
What was the reaction when you walked into ABC and said, I've produced this commercial, I'm looking for a job, and I'd like to buy some time on your station?
Well, they didn't make any comments. They just looked at me kind of funny. And,
About the same reaction as when you sent the resume, right? I mean, they tell you no, they say, leave us alone, they send you away, they said fine?
No, they had to accept it. I mean, if we're living in a free enterprise system, they would have had to gradually accept it anyway.
But you were turned down once or twice, didn't they say that it didn't meet their standards or something?
Yeah, just for different standards. Like they didn't like the first version of the voiceover I had like a very strange alien Martian sounding voice, which they thought was incomprehensible.
Well, there's really a story within a story within a story here, I suppose, because the minute this little blurb about you moved on the wires, I think day before yesterday, in the last 48 hours, you have turned into an event, have you not? I understand there have been television crews at your home all day, and you've been getting weird phone calls. What's happened?
Quite a bit. It's been quite hectic.
Your phone number obviously is on the tape, and it was in the newspaper. Now, not every phone call, knowing New York City, is going to be legit. You must have had some cranks dial your house.
Oh yes. But I guess I had my fill of them as well as publicity.
Yeah. What kind of a job do you want?
I'm looking for something in video or film production as a start right now, because I don't have that much of a background. I've just done some freelance stuff on low-budget television commercials in the past. So right now I'm just looking for, a beginning somewhere.
Have you gotten any offers yet?
I've gotten an offer, but it's not exactly what I was looking for right now, but I'm still considering it as an account executive.
Don't get excited and snap at the first thing, Vinny. I got a hunch you're going to get more than one.
Thank you very much.
If imagination counts, Vinny Rokus will land himself a job in television. And as we told you, his commercial, the one we just aired, will run as a bona fide spot inside a late-night program on Friday night, so you can see it again.
Thursday evening going into Friday morning.
Oh, Friday morning, so it'll be Thursday night. I'm glad you got that. I'm tuning in on the wrong night. As long as it isn't from 5 to 6 in the afternoon, I don't care anyway. Thank you for being here and sharing a little bit of what's been a hectic day for you with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
And good luck in your job hunting. So,
all right, Jack, thank you. Continuing with the news, Secretary...
Well, John, finally this evening we have some food for thought on the way technology reshapes our lives. A report from Connie Collins on what may well be the world's first custom-produced electronic want ad.
When 23-year-old Vinnie Rokus graduated from Queens College last year, he sent out over 100 resumes seeking a job in television production. When he got no responses, he got a better idea.
Message to Earth. Message to Earth. We have come to help a friend. His name is Vinnie Rokus. He is looking for work in which...
Vinnie Rokus has produced what just might be the very first television classified ad for employment and has purchased time on a local TV station.
Call him now.
How active have you been in looking for a job?
Not very active as of the last few months, because I was involved in doing this, and I felt if this doesn't work, nothing will.
The total cost for production and TV time amounted to less than $500. And though it will not air until 2 a.m. Friday morning, he has already received hundreds of thousands of dollars in free publicity from numerous newspaper, television, and radio stories that are being done about him. And that, too, was part of his scheme.
My whole plan back in September was hoping that I would get coverage. And I knew that we were bound to get a very bad economic slump in January, and a story like this would have been good to cover.
But all this publicity has thus far generated no job offers in production, but has produced a lot of crank calls.
Some guy that said he was John Chancellor, and then he said, I think I have the wrong number.
Call him now at...
Connie Collins, News 4, Queens. I wish I'd thought of that.
His future depends on you. We must go. Thank you.
Not only a producer, this fellow, but an economist, too, predicting what's going to happen.
much more imaginative than I know I was. I'm probably more than you were when you were trying to get a job. I remember I used to call up stations within driving distance, a weekend of a driving distance. I'd call up and I'd say, hello, my name is John Hembrick, and I'm going to happen to be in your area on such and such a day, and I'd just love to come by and see you. And then I would make the special trip to get there just to go see that person.
Well, it worked. You know, it was easier
No,
when
that
we were
didn't work
looking.
too well.
Tougher now. We'll see you at 11 o'clock tonight. Thank you very much for joining us.
Have a good evening.
Finding a job can be a really excruciating experience. Theories abound on how to do it, but getting people's attention is definitely important. One New Yorker has done just that, as Tim Malloy reports.
Out of a job, short on cash, Vinnie Rokus had for months sent out resumes and knocked on doors looking for work in video production. Then it struck him, why not create a video resume, buy commercial time, and sell himself?
If you find value in an individual with innovative ideas and diverse skills in media production, call him now.
The 30-second spot took several months and cost $500 to produce. For about $100, a local TV station in New York offered to play it at 2:04 a.m. this Friday. A student of the media, Rokus suspected the idea could get some prior attention.
I knew that it would be a good news story when I thought of it.
Was it ever? In one day, Rokus was interviewed by 4 metropolitan television stations. His commercial run with the interviews. 3 major newspapers ran lengthy features on him, and several radio stations called him for telephone interviews. One of the calls from a station in Vancouver, Canada, jarred him from a deep sleep at 5 a.m. But Rokus isn't complaining.
If you don't have any friends in the business, at least I met some people through this.
Vinny Rokus says he still plans to run his 30-second commercial in the early morning hours, despite the fact that in the past 24 hours he's already had one solid job offer and been the recipient of more than $100,000 in precious advertising time through the news media. Tim Malloy, Independent Network News, New York.
That work odd times, they might catch it, but otherwise I was also hoping for the publicity, and I realized the economic situations at this time were going to be bad from what they were saying back in September. So I just hope for everything, all the timing to be right.
How high are your expectations?
They're pretty high right now.
Have you had some feedback from all the publicity attendant to this already?
I've gotten some interview offers, and I'm willing to accept more.
But you're expecting after it runs that Friday your phone will be ringing?
Yes.
If it doesn't, then what are you going to do?
Well, I could always make television commercials.
Vinny Rokus, thanks for coming in. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Very creative idea. Let's move along. How will cities fare under the new federalism of President Reagan?
If you're not paying rock-bottom prices, you're paying too much.
Message to Earth. Message to Earth. We have come to help a friend. His name is Vinny Rokus. He is looking for work in which he can use his creativity. If you find value in an individual with innovative ideas and diverse skills in media production, call him now at area code 212-899-4831. His future depends on you. We must go. Thank you.
Now more of Get Carter, starring Michael Caine.
All right, I want you to take a close look at this young man. Just this past Tuesday of this week, this young man was unknown to the world, unable to find a job, and begging for attention. His name is Vincent Rokus. As a result of an action he took, he has been one of the hottest news items in New York City in the last 3 days. Vincent, what did you do?
I've advertised myself on television on a local ABC New York station, and I'm advertising myself in seeking a job in media production.
Where did you get the idea to buy commercial time in order to advertise your skills?
Well, I've done freelance work for Didic TV Productions in New York City, and they specialize in doing low budget television commercials, and I got a lot of experience doing that, and I thought of this idea and went through with it.
Okay, and since subsequently you have been written up in the Daily News with your picture in the paper. You've been on Live at 5. You were on the Today Show on Thursday morning. You were on Midday today. There's been radio. You've been doing radio interviews. You were doing a radio interview from our makeup room. On any level, did you anticipate such a storm of reaction that you would be in the center of it after just a couple of days?
I was hoping for it, but I never expected to go coast to coast.
All right, how did the story actually start? When you went into ABC and you wanted to buy one 30-second spot for yourself, they gave you a bit of a hard time because
because I'm buying one spot.
One spot, which is for around $100 or something like that. Okay, but nevertheless, they sold you the spot, and then you produced a commercial for yourself, which is like a video resume, if you will. And on that video resume, which we're going to see the commercial in just a couple of moments, you were to advertise your services. But how did the news people pick it up? Did you go to the Daily News?
Well, I tried getting publicity through different newspapers, and they all said, well, we might run it, but with no guarantees. And then UPI picked it up, and UPI was like God as far as, having the story go coast to coast.
So it was sent out sort of as a novelty story that this guy bought time on ABC at 3 o'clock in the morning. When is the commercial going to run?
It's going to be running late night going into Friday morning tonight.
All right, so we're on the air Friday, so it was on this morning, 3 o'clock, about 10 hours ago. Since all of this has broken, how many job offers have you gotten?
So far, around 5 offers for interviews.
For interviews, right?
Yes.
Do you want to make any direct appeal into the camera now? I'll give you a moment here if you want.
But I am looking for maybe filmmakers calling me up.
Maybe Francis Ford Coppola, or somebody like that. No.
Or maybe even if it hits Europe, some European filmmakers.
Well,
At
Midday
least
is
content.
only seen in Berlin. So maybe Fassbinder would, potentially go. We are seen in Berlin. That's our only European point of distribution. So your concept behind the commercial was what? We'll run it in a minute, so just sort of set it up for us.
Yeah, I ran it. A Martian voice appears, and it says, "Message to Earth. We have come to help a friend."
Oh, but don't go through the whole
you don't
thing.
want me to go?
No, but the concept behind it was that you wanted to use some of your experience with...
Yes, I wanted to show that I had enough knowledge to produce a commercial for myself, and on a budget of less than $500 to get the amount of publicity that I have, I think it's quite amazing.
Without question. Maybe you should be going into public relations rather than making commercials. All right, Norman Ross, are you ready to roll the tape? He's no longer Vinny. He's now Vincent Rokus. Here is a tape that ran last night on ABC, which cost him $100. Roll it.
Message to Earth. Message to Earth. We have come to help a friend. His name is Vinny Rokus. He is looking for work in which he can use his creativity. If you find value in an individual with innovative ideas and diverse skills in media production, call him now at area code 212-899-4831. His future depends on you. We must go. Thank you.
Good work. What do you think? Good, good. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
So now you're in the spotlight. Obviously it's not going to last too long. What do you feel will happen as a result of this? And we're going to follow up on you 6 months from now.
I think
you'll be back on the show in, say, 6 months, 5 months. In the intervening time, what do you project?
I think in the next few months, a lot of people will try various publicity stunts such as this. The people that are unemployed or people that aren't satisfied with their job. In fact, I had a lot of calls telling me of their ideas and what they wanted to do, and I'm waiting to see them do it. And might be very interesting. The stations and the FCC might have to make other rulings regarding advertising maybe in the end, because I've had somebody call me today about maybe advertising themselves one time on one spot, in possibly having somebody date them.
Well, there have been cases of a guy who took out a billboard. There are cable television shows which are dating services on cable television. Yeah. Television is changing totally, yes. And you may be at the forefront of one of the changes. Maybe what you should do, Vincent, is not take a job for somebody else, but use the fact you've been thrust into national attention, or not national attention, but certainly heavy regional attention, and see if you could start your own placement agency. Creating commercials for people who had enough money, and then selling the spots to radio and television, and sort of test the rules as you go. It seems like you might be able to start a whole new form.
Very interesting.
Well, give it a try. In the meantime, I want you to stick around and take a seat in the audience and take a look at a plate worth $20,000 designed by Picasso. Good luck. We're going to follow up on you at some point in the future. We'll be giving you a call. We'll see whether or not your predictions, or mine, came true. We'll be right back.
You may recall that some time ago we did a story about Vinny Rokus. He's a film graduate of Queens College, and he couldn't get a job. At the time, you may have wondered why we did the story. Many of us did too. Now you may wonder, why are we doing it again? Well, first, what we did the first time. We like to repeat ourselves.
Message to Earth. We have come to help a friend. His name is Vinny Rokus. He is looking for work in which he can use his creativity. If you find value in an individual with innovative ideas and diverse skills in media production, call him now.
Would you believe it? That ad worked. Vinny now has a job. Now, if the fairness doctrine prevails, I guess any graduate of Queens College who can't find a job should call us. That's right. Hoping your news is good news, I'm Roger Grimsby.
I'm Bill Butel. Thank you. Good luck and be well.
From they ain't had any learning, still they're happy as can be, doing what comes naturally.
$10 more a week, but that's it.
Only one can say it all. Midas, your imported and American car specialist with over 100 locations in the metropolitan area.
To bring back home.
Looks like a sufficient souvenir.
People are coming from everywhere to get personalized apparel from Factory Outlet. We print all popular transfers as well as any personal message on t-shirts, sweatshirts, and many other items. Business logos are our specialty. Find out about our traveling tea parties. Factory Outlet, 2081 Coney Island Avenue and 8111 Flatlands Avenue. For information or mail orders, call 376-9707.
Only call an ambulance when you really need an ambulance. That is, when you can't take a bus, subway, or taxi, when you're too sick to get yourself to a hospital, or when you need medical attention.